Boss pulled me into his office and said, "We pay you a lot of money, and I need you to help me fight some of these bureaucratic battles." That was the moment I knew I was done with the 9 to 5 for good. I was tired of people waving a paycheck in front of me to make me care about something I didn't believe in. This isn't a rant, and I'm not here to glorify entrepreneurship or hustle culture. But I am going to tell you exactly why I walked away from a stable, well paying corporate job and how I've never looked back. In my first internship, I learned a profound lesson that would shape me years later when it was time to leave my 9 to 5 job. I was in a licensing class for a finance internship, and the instructor asked an interesting question. He asked, "What is your greatest asset?" Everyone in the room said the usual: their car, their 401k, maybe their house. But he said it's none of those things. It's your ability to earn a dollar. That moment stuck with me, not because I was chasing money, but because it reframed how I saw work. It wasn't about what job I had or how much I could accumulate, but about what I could create. Making money is a skill set that no one can give you and no one can take away from you. Even then, I had a quiet discomfort with traditional jobs. I didn't want to stay on the conveyor belt. Years later, after the entrepreneurial roller coaster I had with a few wins and a few failures, I took a corporate job, mostly for stability: 3 kids, a mortgage, responsibilities. In 2 years in, my boss calls me in and says, "Hey, Mike, we pay you a lot of money, and I need you to help me fight some of these battles that I have to fight. These battles are up, up the chain. They're bureaucratic. They're about credit." And he started going through my compensation. That whole experience just flipped a switch deep inside of me. In an instant, I remembered a quote from Nassim Taleb, which says, "The three most addictive substances on earth are heroin, carbohydrates, and a steady paycheck." I was comfortable, but I was also complacent, frustrated, and out of alignment. I was showing up, checking boxes, doing work that meant nothing to me. And that was the moment I decided I'd never work another 9 to 5 again. I decided I would make myself unemployable. I didn't know what to do, so I started building a business on the side and in between the cracks of life. Every Saturday morning, I carved out time. I started protecting my time at work too, disappearing to do deep work on my future. I repurposed my skills that I already had. I documented my job processes, built systems, delegated what I could. And most importantly, I blocked off space to just think, to just be with myself and think and contemplate about the life that I wanted in the future. I didn't know how big it would get, and that wasn't the point. The point was just to create something that was mine, with my name on it, my vision, my terms, something that I would never want to leave. It took a year, but eventually, what I built silently made enough money for me to walk in and quit my 9 to 5 job. Over time, I started referring to myself as unemployable, not because I was unqualified, but because I was no longer available to give my life away for a salary. To me, unemployable means no more pretending to care about someone else's priorities, no more putting on a mask to survive meetings, no more performing status games that I never believed in. Instead, I put my energy towards work I actually care about and people that I actually want to help. So if you're watching this and you felt the same tension, that Sunday dread, the quiet resentment, the feeling that your ladder is leaning against the wrong wall, you're not broken. You're just misaligned. The question isn't, should I quit my job? The question is, what kind of life am I actually trying to build? And what's the next brick that you need to lay to get there? If you want help with that, if you want a real path forward that aligns with your values and works in the real world, that's why I built the Freedom Accelerator Lab. I created this to help people like you break out of the 9 to 5 that traps so many and build an income engine that lasts. You can check out the free training below in the description and in the pinned comment.